Hey everyone, I'm Bill. I'm with Cali Moto TV. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Eurocycle Sonoma here in Santa Rosa, where today we're creating some mayhem. We are on a 2020 Royal Enfield Dr. Mayhem Edition 650 GT. Now, cafe racers have been around for a long time, and we've been on some of the most popular cafe racers with Triumph, BMW. Today it's Royal Enfield's turn, and as old as the manufacturer of this company is, I've never been on a Royal Enfield. So let's take a look around the bike, let's see the specs on this thing, and let's get out on the road and see how it does out on the streets. All right guys, so the 2020 Royal Enfield GT650 Twin, and man, this thing just looks just spectacular. Now we talk about, you know, the real cafe racers. This is where cafe racers kind of started back in the 60s. So this is a real flashback from the 60s. Royal Enfield has very much pioneered this with the look of this bike going to the Continental GT650. Now, just to point out, you know, some real nice features and looks on this. We've got Brembo style front brakes with Brembo rotors, steel braided lines, so all of the luxuries of today in the braking system. It is air cooled and oil cooled, you can see there. We're looking at just over, let's see, 435 pounds, so that's your curb weight, so a little weighty on the bike, but we've got 47 horsepower and just about 40 pound-feet of torque, so it's actually a very nice feeling bike for as few cc's as it is. We're just almost at 650 cc's, so not too bad. Now the it's got rear, of course, the rear dual shocks in the back, and then again we've got our the ABS system on this bike does come standard, and we do have of course fuel injected, so, and it's got the electronic, you know, dual spark ignition system on this, so very, very nice. And we're looking at just over $6,200 for this bike. So when you're looking at different bikes, like, you know, some of the other cafe racers that we normally think of, like the R9T racer, and you talk about the you know, the Triumphs and stuff like that with the, you know, T100s and the Bonneville series, this bike really takes us into a very nice budget conscious bike. And the looks of it, I mean, honestly, I like the looks of this Royal Enfield much better than the Triumph T100. Personally, that's just my personal preference. But let's get it out on the street and see how this thing does. I mean, it's a gorgeous looking bike. Let's put this, you know, 47 horsepower to work. So welcome to the 60s, as Royal Enfield says. We are on a stripped down cafe racer with clip-ons, which is a rarity to see clip-ons on some of these racers. Most of them have big bars nowadays. Not many clip-on racers. Now, I obviously own a BMW cafe racer. I own the R9T racer, and it has clip-ons, a bit more aggressive than the Royal Enfield one, but this thing, the looks of this thing is gorgeous. This is the brand new 2020, and this is the Dr. Mayhem edition, so you got that nice clean paint job, which is super, super cool. But you know, just looking at this two-cylinder 650 twin, it's absolutely gorgeous with all the polished aluminum, and you can really get this thing nice and cleaned up really nice. But let's get on this thing out on the road. We just came off the Moto Guzzi racer, so if you guys haven't seen that review, or if it's not up yet, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Now, what's nice about this, and where we're at big time with what makes this thing so nice, is its price point. It's $7,000, you know. It's kind of a stripped down. There's nothing fancy about it. This is what racers were always about. It's really not about getting on a $20,000 motorcycle. You know, this thing is really, really nice and basic, you know. So 47 horsepower, 40 pound-feet of torque. So again, Let me get my visor down real quick so you guys can hear me in the wind. So this is my first time on a Royal Enfield. And wow. It's just straight off the bat, my first impressions is very nice. Power, pickup, torque, very decent. Mirror's not that great. It just needs a little adjustment. But you know, being that this bike is, you know, I never got into Royal Enfield. I really didn't know much about it. It's not my style. Coming from sport bikes like I normally do, you know, the Royal Enfield bike is one of the oldest motorcycle manufacturers out in the world. So Zach was telling me they used to take, Royal Enfield used to take their motorcycles and drop them out of airplanes to the troops. And so it really gives you the timing of this and how long they've been around. And they weren't always a motorcycle manufacturer. I think he said they used to make needles back in the early days. So very cool heritage. But you know, back in the yeah, it's a nice little pickup. You know, back in the 60s, everybody was really taking their bikes and converting them into this style, this racer style, where they were putting kind of clip-ons on here and kind of getting that racy look, and it's, you know, really making these things look super cool and really pioneering what we have as a sport bike nowadays. So to see, you know, kind of an original heritage, this is super cool. Now, when we're talking about a $6,500 bike, we're talking about real basics, real basic halogen lights, nothing super fancy. We're not dealing with LEDs, gauge clusters, nice analog gauge cluster. We don't have any big things we're going to go through as far as our instrument cluster. There's a button that you guys can probably see right here in the middle, which will take you through your tripometers, tripometer A and B, and your odometer. And that's about it. We don't have a gear indicator, which is a little weird, being that, you know, that's almost everything comes standard with it. But again, think about the price point of this thing, guys. This is probably, Zach said, this is one of the biggest, fastest growing and selling bikes right now at Eurocycles. He's selling a lot more of the Royal Enfields than almost any other manufacturers at Sonoma, at least. And I'll tell you, this thing feels very nice. And you know, I'm at 42 RPMs right now. It's got some decent kind of go, a little bit of low end torque. And it's not a big, you know, horsepower bike. I mean, this thing is 47 horsepower, 40 pound-feet of torque, but it's got some good feel to the power. So the power of it is very nice. Vibration is almost nothing. Right around 5,000 RPMs, I get a little vibration in my butt, but that's about it. Nothing in the feet, nothing in the arms, nothing in the bars. Absolutely zero vibration in the bars, which is really nice. Now, the seat ain't the most comfortable thing. It's a little tight in the inner thighs. It's a little hard, and it's just not soft. So there are a lot worse seats out there, I'll tell you that much. So it's not the worst seat out there, but it's more on that inner thigh. It's kind of hard right in that area. So just something to think about. But seating position is more of what we would expect from a racer. My feet are a little bit back. Okay, so my knees are kind of forward, and then my pegs are more back instead of up front. More like the R9T racer that I have. But the bars aren't anywhere close to the aggressiveness of the R9T Racer. And you guys know, and you guys gripe, and I hear it all the time. I would much rather be on this bike for a long distance than the R9T Racer, but I'll take that R9T Racer over any bike. I don't care, over any bike in the twisties. I love that bike. Well, of the racer styles. So we're talking bare bones, nothing major on this thing. It does have ABS, which is not switchable on or off. And I feel like when you get into a bike like this, you're probably not going to care or want the option of being able to switch off ABS. I think having the ABS on and just keeping it on is probably a good option. So it's not switchable, but suspension feels pretty good. I think it could use some a little bit of dampening. It's a little stiff, but as a racer should be. Nice social distancing picnic over there in that parking lot. Looks like they were maintaining their 6 feet social distance requirement. So the Dr. Mayhem and Royal Enfield, this has just stepped up into the a new warranty bracket. It used to come with a 2-year warranty, but Royal Enfield's added an extra year for you guys. So you guys are now going to be getting a 3-year warranty. They have bumped up the price a little bit in 19, but I think the warranty offsets that. And having a peace of mind for 3 years is a good time. 2 years, you start to think, especially for a bike like this, you're going to get on this bike and you're going to want to ride this bike for years to come. So being able to have a 3-year warranty is really nice. So Royal Enfield stepped that up. And you see I'm riding with one hand. Feels nice and comfortable. The steering is very responsive. And not loud, not vibrating. Very smooth, very smooth bike. My first impression on the Royal Enfield is for the price point. So if you guys are looking at, you know, I'll kind of rank this because I've been on all of the cafe styles, and I really love the cafe styles. You guys obviously know I've got the Racer. You can't beat the price point on this Royal Enfield. There's just nothing. It checks almost every single box that you can get. It's got decent style. I just came off the Moto Guzzi, which has just got the style, but we're talking $4,000 more price point. So you know, where are you guys going to be looking? Are you guys looking for, you know, paying for that style? And that, you know, obviously they've been around. Moto Guzzi's been around for a long time, and they've got a lot into their motors, and they've got a lot into their styling. So budget wise, you can't beat this. If you're looking to be on a cafe racer for a budget, this is absolutely number one. Absolutely number one. I would probably rank this even above the Triumph Bonneville, and I really like that Bonneville and the T100. I like the Bobber as well. The Bobber is a little bit different style, but like that T100 Triumph is very nice. But again, we're looking at that, you know, that price point is up there. The R9T Racer, I love the R9T Racer, so I can't, you know, but we're talking, you know, premium dollars. But that thing is absolutely gorgeous, and I love it. And it gives you guys all of the traction control and the ABS, so it gives you a little bit more than what we're dealing with here with the Royal Enfield. So this guy's giving me a little roll rolling. I always try to respect when I'm in the truck and there's a motorcycle behind me, not to do what this guy's doing, but most of these truckers, they don't really like us, so. The 2020 Royal Enfield. Wow, I never expected it. I never expected it, guys. And so we're going to be going on another Royal Enfield here next. So make sure you stay tuned and hit that subscribe button, because I love doing reviews for you guys. So let me know if there's another motorcycle that we can get in and get on the channel for you guys. We've got a few dealerships full of Aprilias and Moto Guzzis, Zeros, BMWs, Triumphs, Ducatis, Royal Enfields. The next up is the Himalayan, and Himalayan's a completely different bike. There she is right there. But you guys will have to stay tuned. Let's take one quick final look at the Dr. Mayhem. Oh, kickstand. I don't like the kickstand. They put the kickstand tab right underneath the foot peg. But style, man, the Continental GT650, this is the Mayhem style, or Dr. Mayhem style with the paint and everything. But wow, what a gorgeous bike. What a gorgeous bike. And like I said, for the price, he is selling these things more than anything in the dealership right now. There's actually one right here, which is not the Dr. Mayhem style with the clip-ons. It's the barred one over here. But gorgeous bike for $6,500. You can't beat it. So make sure you get a hold of Zach here at Eurocycle Sonoma, and they have a ton of these in stock. So if you guys are into this, let him know. He will work you guys out an amazing deal. But make sure you guys hit the subscribe button, because we've got a lot of these cafe racers coming up for you guys. And if you guys are into the Royal Enfield, we've got the new Royal Enfield Himalayan out on review now too. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, smash that like button, and leave me a comment down below. Let me know your experience with Royal Enfield. And you old timers, I know you guys are here. Give me some stories. Tell me about the history of the Royal Enfield. I would love to know more about it. But thanks, guys. We'll see you next video.